Well, hello there, my friend. My name is Jonathan Doyle. Welcome. Welcome to my humble little, well, it's actually Karen's little recording space at the moment. She said it's not particularly masculine. Well, I'm secure in myself. I like it. It's pretty. So welcome. Yeah, I can welcome you into my little humble space here. I want to encourage you as a Catholic teacher. That's why we're doing these things. That's why we do it every day. We do it 7 days a week. Will there be one on Christmas Day? Probably yes. I'll try and do a Christmas message, but I just love doing them. You know, Karen said, do you need to do it every day? I said, well, I just want to do it every day. I just want to keep talking to these guys. I want to talk to you because I want to encourage you in this beautiful vocation that you have. I want to encourage you because it can be tiring. You can be wondering if you're making a difference. So that's why we do these, just to send the Holy Spirit's encouragement out into the world of Catholic education every single day. Please make sure you have subscribed. It's a small action, makes a big difference. Hit the like button if you like the video, hit it, because what it does is it pushes this stuff up the algorithms. It helps the podcast get found. It helps the YouTube videos get found. So please subscribe, hit that like button, and of course leave a comment. So if you like what you're hearing, if you want me to talk about some particular topic in Catholic education, then please just let me know. And that's easy to do. All right. Oh, yeah. And there's a link to the Going Deeper program. So hit that free link. It's going to give you free access to 10 weeks of the Going Deeper Catholic Teacher Formation program. All right. That's it from me. So, well, it's not even from me. I was getting started, right? But that's it from the intro. We're going to jump into another quote. Yesterday, we did a beautiful quote from Cardinal Robert Sarah. I want to take you into one more of his quotes because I think it's a very simple insight that can be really important for Catholic education. So let's jump in. Let's do it. The most important moments in life are the hours of prayer and adoration. They give birth to a human being, fashion our true identity. They root our existence in mystery. On one level, this is something that I talk about a great deal, the need for a deep interior life. I understand that so many Catholic educators, with the busyness of their own family life, their own commitments and busyness, and then, of course, you have the intensity of the vocation itself, planning, preparing, reading, researching, dealing with pastoral issues, dealing with colleagues, all the stuff that makes the daily vocation of Catholic teacher so challenging. And now you're like, so Jonathan, you want us to go and be praying all the time? Yes, I do. I mean, at one level, yes, because the Bible tells us to pray constantly. And if you've seen me on stage, you know that I really practically talk about the need to be praying as we go throughout our day, praying as we walk through the hallways and corridors, praying as we walk into a difficult classroom, praying as we see a particular student suffering. So yes, pray all the time. You have my permission, you have my blessing. God bless you, my child. You may pray all the time. But what I'm getting at in this message is a deeper level of interior life. So I've come into the studio this morning, and this morning, normally I'm up by about 4 a.m., 4:30. I'm not telling you to do that, but that's what I have done most of my life, and now we've still got a young family, so if you want any time with Jesus, you sometimes got to fight for it pretty early. So this morning I had, my normal hour of prayer time, and if I can today, I'll sneak across for adoration too. I'm not telling you that to be fancy or to sound pious, because that's not who I am. I'm saying it because it is possible. Not just possible, but what I'm going to argue today is necessary, extremely necessary. What Cardinal Sarah is saying in this quote is that, this kind of deep interior prayer, especially before the Blessed Sacrament, gives birth to a human being. And that's an interesting comment, isn't it? I mean, how can we be born? We've already been born. It's like when Nicodemus says to Jesus, how can a man be born again? How can a woman be born again? So Cardinal Sarah is drawing us into this deep awareness that it is the deep interior life of prayer, particularly before the Blessed Sacrament adoration, that rebirths us in the image of Christ. And the last part of his quote today talks about being grounded in mystery. Now, you got to know a little bit about Robert Sarah and read some of his stuff he writes at such a depth and such an accessible depth. Like, he's not really out there hard to follow. He's just deep. I think a friend told me recently that once a month, every month, he goes on retreat for 3 days and does nothing but water. Like he fasts solidly for 3 days and does hours and hours of prayer. And we can't do that. When in the lay vocation for most of us, it's impossible. I'm not saying we should do that. But I'm telling you that he brings us things back from that deep level of prayer and fasting. And this concept of mystery, all I want to say about it today is we're a culture that really struggles with mystery. We really don't like it. We are an extremely technocratic, centralized, bureaucratic, power-controlling scientism. Everything has to be quantified, qualified, measured, predicted, outcomes organized. What we don't deal with is mystery. I was walking with a friend recently who's just gone through a pretty challenging career situation, very challenging, and they're trying to make sense of it in a spiritual sense. And I remember at the end of the conversation sort of saying to them that, really, there's a mystery here. And that's hard for us. We don't know why. As humans, we think that if we do input A, we get outcome B. And so what this life of prayer does is it grounds us in what we cannot know. It grounds us in an acceptance of what we cannot change. It grounds us in a peace about the chaos that surrounds us sometimes. Why is this happening? We can't know. Why did this thing happen? There's a mystery here. There could be the mystery of evil. Could be the mystery of suffering. There's mystery. And the ability for us to sit in the mystery and accept that God is in control, regardless of what we see, I think it's kind of necessary at this moment in history. I think the ability for some of us to just relax and trust. Maybe it's another one of the reasons that anxiety levels are so high. Because if you live in a technocratic world of the religion of scientism, right? That science can answer every single thing for us and keep us safe. Like the highest value of our culture is safety. It's not the highest value. The craziest things can happen. Many of you would know a few years ago I almost died in an accident. You probably can't see it here, but huge scars down both sides. Had to have my arms rebuilt with titanium because I almost died in an accident. Out of nowhere. 1 minute, totally normal. Next minute, almost dead. That really impacted me about the concept of safetyism and that the highest value is safety. Friends, why do you think Jesus said you can't even change one hair on your head? So why worry about anything else? Maybe we live to 95 or 102. Maybe we don't. There's mystery surrounding us everywhere. And it's the ability to kind of just descend into a peace about the mystery that surrounds us. Why is this happening? I don't know. Why isn't this thing the way I wanted it to be? I don't know. But what we can do is constantly surrender into that mystery. And this is what Cardinal Sarah is talking about, this birth in mystery, this kind of groundedness in mystery. So I don't want to get all esoteric, but I just think that as Catholic educators, the decision to go into the chapel or to ask a principal or a bishop or a priest to provide Eucharistic Adoration in your school once a week, and just to train even the students, just to help students to sit in silence. So I try to get to adoration most days. It's not always successful, but I find after all these years of doing it that most of the time, whatever my prayer agenda was, whatever I thought I was going to deal with, if I give it enough time and silence, I just descend into this kind of quiet. It's not quietism, it's like just being in the presence of Christ. So friends, I need to stop because I'll go forever on these topics, but can I just encourage you to become, to reignite or to start or to go deeper, because you're all in one of those categories. You're either watching this and you don't really have much of a prayer life at all. You've either had a prayer life previously, but you've become really busy and you've backed off it, or you've got a regular life of prayer, but there's always the invitation to go deeper. I think most of us are going to fit in one of those three categories. So can I encourage you to go and allow yourself to be rebirthed in prayer, to be grounded in mystery? Because you'll just bring out of that space, you'll be different, you'll be changed. It will take time, but it'll be a precious blessing to your students. I better stop. Please make sure you're subscribed. Hit those subscribe buttons for me. Go and grab that free access to the Going Deeper program. And God bless you, everybody. My name's Jonathan Doyle, and I'm going to have another message for you tomorrow.